in what many refer to as the prettiest little stadium in America and home to the Georgia Southern Eagles. But trust me, it can get a little ugly if you come in here and you're not an Eagle. Today, a couple of Sun Belt rivals ready to square off. As we'll see, the James Madison Dukes taking on a squad hoping to prevent another L this week, the Georgia Southern Eagles. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. And the Dukes will get us started with the opening kickoff. He'll start the return inside his 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. The Eagles offense will take the first swing of the game. And all eyes will be on this man because he is electrifying every time he touches the ball.
I mean, so much.
And the ball squirted out. Now the defense has got it going the other way. Touchdown, Dukes. The defense takes matters into their own hands. You know, the defense is all about stopping teams, but when you have a chance to swing momentum, scoop it and score yourself, it is such a huge play.
Yeah, you just go over the offense, be like, bro, we don't need you today. We got this. We'll score ourselves if we have to. Great job by the defense, doing what they need to do, and then go talk a little trash to the offense.
They'll try to tack one more on their score. And the PAT makes it 7-0. The scoop and score. What a lift it can give to the defense. Not content to get the ball. They wanted to do something with it, and they did. On the run from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Georgia Southern has it back, ready to go to work on offense. And this veteran quarterback just overshot his man that time. And the incompletion brings up a second down for this offense. Grab behind the line. It's Mays. Put it right on him. Sweet play. Good pickup, and they'll move the chains with the first down. The give to the back. And they try the middle of this stout defense, and they rise to the challenge. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. He's looking to throw. Just a bit of a misfire there as they can't make the connection. They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. Using the quick game. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. 4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. They'll get down and put a stop for this return. They'll mark it at the 32. So the James Madison Dukes offense taking the field for a chance we have to see them today. And you'd better be sharp throwing the football to the outside, Jesse, because both of these teams have lock-up corners.
And they're really good at baiting you into throwing their way as well. You got to be careful. And, David, I like these guys, too, because they're not afraid to get their face in the fan to support the run game.
No doubt. It's fun because when you're a defense and you can shut down half the field, you can do so many different things to give other guys help because you trust these guys on an island outside.
And that last run leaves them with a 3rd down. Will they keep it on the ground? They'll try to get it through the air. Almost had the completion, just missed it. The Dukes will line up to punt it away. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter. Looking for a block. It's Owen. He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. Georgia Southern has it back, and here comes the offense again. From the gun, the ground game. Shakes off the tackler. A confident, tough, efficient run gets it up to the 44. The big pickup on first down leaves them with 2nd and 1. From the gun, the running back has it. That ought to be enough to move the chains and give Georgia Southern a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They'll give it to the back.
I like feeding my guy. I like getting my running back touches, feeding him the ball so he can break some of those big runs. But I'm also okay with these little ones. Set the tone, stay balanced.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. He's looking to throw. Pressure coming. And there was nowhere to go for this quarterback, and down he goes.
Man, it didn't take long for the defense to get home on that play. You see them playing man coverage in the back end, slowing down the routes from the receivers and the rest of the offense. That forced the quarterback to have to hold on to it for just a split second longer, and they were able to get the sack.
They've got a good chunk of ground to cover on 3rd and long from the 41. Defense a little too jumpy there, and they got into the neutral zone too soon. Encroachment. Defense. So the early contact for the defense, and they'll move it up 5 yards. Wide receiver now comes in motion. On 3rd down, he drops to throw. He makes the catch. And he found all kinds of room and got it down to the 28. Georgia Southern in a hurry.
Obviously, 3rd downs are so critical because you get an extra chance to wear that defense out. Great job by the offense. Great job by the quarterback completing the pass, getting the first down, moving the sticks, fresh set it down, and continue to wear on this defense.
6-yard pickup on first down leaves him with 2nd and 4. The give to the tailback. Defense there to stop him at the 20. Let's give him 3 yards on that carry. Ball is at the 20. They'll try to convert this 3rd and short. They'll stick to the ground looking for the marker. Dragged down to the turf, but not before getting the first down. The Eagles come to the line with a fresh set of downs. They've been running it, but now the pass. Oh, he drops the football. He had him right down the gut of the field. Instead, it'll be 2nd down. They'll throw again after the incompletion. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
How nice is it as a defense when you can drop 7 guys in a coverage, only rush 4, and still get home? That makes you feel good if you're the D coordinator.
They'll snap it for the 10th time on this drive, but they need a chunk on 3rd and long. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. And the incomplete pass on 3rd down, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's about. They'll decline the penalty here and let the result of that play stand. Looks as if they'll send out the field goal unit. Never a doubt. So after the last drive ended with a field goal, the kickoff team out there to send it away. And he takes this from inside the 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. The offense set for a first down play. He'll do it himself. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. They'll run this play from the pistol. Running back searching for a hole. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Lost 1 on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Some early movement along the offensive line, and they'll walk it back.
False start offense.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. This offense has a second down play. The play action fake. And the Heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17.
Well, this defense received a lot of well-earned accolades after registering 4 sacks last week. They've put everybody on notice, and they're doing it again here early, already registering a sack in this one.
And whatever they did on first and second down, don't do that anymore. Third and very long coming up. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. He hauls it in, and nobody's close. Speeding down the left side. Touchdown, James Madison. And once he found some daylight, it was time to make a house call.
Sometimes it's players, not plays, or sometimes it's both. And when you got that guy and you put him in the slot and you let him burn for a go route right past a nickel corner or one of the reserve corners or a safety, that's a great job by the offense, and that speed you can't teach, and that's why he's in the house for 6.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point makes it 14-3. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Guys, let's take a look at what's happening in a great top 25 matchup. Ole Miss has the lead right now, but they haven't been able to separate themselves just yet there in the Grove. They're up by 7 over Texas. Any big developments in this one, we've got you covered with the best studio team in the business, gentlemen.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. He's looking to throw. That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the ball to the ground. 4th down coming up. Georgia Southern brings on the punt team. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. He'll call for the fair catch here. Offense getting set for 1st down. Here's the handoff. They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Gain of 5. Brings up 2nd down.
Guys, it's James Madison on top as we've come to the end of the quarter. They came out and jumped on them early in the first. Let's take a break and look at the first quarter stats. This could be a pivotal moment in this game as we open the second period and they try to find a way to answer. He wants to throw here on 2nd down. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Pitts. He almost picked up the 1st down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. Ball's at the 47. They're looking at a 3rd down and short. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. What a nifty run there to pick up the 1st down. And the Dukes come to the line with a new set of downs. They'll run it from the gun. Makes a man miss. Just enough room to gain a couple down to the 34. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. It's reverse. They knock him down inside the 30 at the 29. It's a pickup of 6. Coming to the line looking for that 1st down on 3rd and short from the 29. Going to throw it to the right. He's got his man. They make the stop, but not before he sets them up with a 1st and goal from the 10. He wants to throw. Lets it go to the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Dukes. They've extended the lead and taken control here in Week 9. That touchdown puts them up by at least 2 scores. too early to say it's over? Probably, but boy, it's starting to feel that way.
It might not be over, but you're in trouble, and you better find some answers really, really quickly. This team is putting everything together, and right now you got nothing going. Come on, give me something.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point makes it a 21-3 lead. That drive covered 55 yards for the score. And they finish it off by connecting from 10 yards out. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Georgia Southern has it back, ready to go to work on offense. From the gun, running back gets to give. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry. A negative play to open the drive. Let's see what they've got on 2nd and 14.
Well, for this defense, finally, you're seeing pressure on the quarterback. They're outside the top 50 in sacks per game. They've been waiting to find some more consistent pressure to help them win games, and they're getting it in this game now. 3 sacks on the day. They're just simply winning and doing a better job executing up front at the point of attack.
And this defense is going to have its ears pinned back on 3rd and long from the 1. From his end zone, looking to throw. Got to take care of the ball. Oh, he just flat dropped it. He had the ball and didn't look it all the way in, and it'll be 4th down. He just wanted to get it out of there from his end zone. And the returner will be dragged down. James Madison sends the offense back onto the field. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute, David.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
Finds his big tight end. And he has run out of bounds as they go backwards there and just avoided the contact. Amazing how many times an offensive holding penalty will stall a drive. We'll see if the offense can overcome it. On 2nd down, just keeps firing. Gets it out quickly. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. With the catch, it's Stokes. And Shore tackling there to keep him from getting to the 1st down marker. He just didn't have a chance to get loose and make his way to that 1st down marker.
I think fans get upset sometimes, like run your route past the sticks so we get the 1st down, but nice job by the defense understanding where the sticks were and forcing the 4th down.
And on 4th down, here comes the field goal unit. He's going to reach for a long one, a 52-yard attempt. He splits the uprights and puts 3 on the board. And that lead grows even bigger.
How nice is it as a head coach to have a kicker like this? It makes these decisions on 4th down so much easier. Just strut him out there and let him stroke it through the uprights.
That lead just keeps getting fatter, and this kickoff team doing a little running. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Georgia Southern has it back, and here comes the offense again. Trailing by 3 touchdowns. If you're going to get back in it, David, the time to start is right now.
Got to start now. Defense giving up points on that last possession. Again, the offense is going to have to score, and Jesse probably score pretty quickly.
Yeah, you got to go tempo. You're going to have to try to fit in as many plays as you can throughout the rest of this game. But I think more than that, you got to eliminate the negative plays. No more penalties and no more turnovers.
Caught in the backfield, it's Dorsey. And he won't quite get there, but boy, after that pickup, just a few inches to go for the 1st, an array of possibilities here. They'll run for it on 3rd and short. And the tackle was made, but there has been a flag thrown.
Hold it.
Holding penalties, the ultimate drive killer. We'll see if it costs this offense here. Wide out in motion. On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. And he fires over the middle. It's incomplete. Georgia Southern brings on the punt team. He's getting a lot of work. Fourth time he's punted tonight. Just needs a crack to get a return. And they'll bring him down to get the offense started on the next drive. Looking for a productive play on first down. Quarterback run is part of their game plan. And they drag him down, but not before he picks up the first down. Two running backs alongside the quarterback. As we reach the 2-minute warning, they'll need to try to get a stop to keep this thing from getting out of hand. Going up top on first down. And they couldn't hold off the heat, and he goes down with the sack. Quick timeout from the offense to save precious seconds. First down sack, pushes it back. Now it's second down. He's looking for a man on second down. Coming after him. Couldn't find anyone open here, and he'll live to fight another play. It'll be third down. I'm not positive, but that first down marker might be in the next county. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. The Dukes will try to pin them back with the punt. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Bringing it back, it's Owen. They'll get down and put a stop to the return at about the 28-yard line. First down here for the offense. Looking to move it through the air. Fires to the tight end. And that defense doesn't allow a cutback, and they get him out of bounds after a short gain. He wants to pass it on second down. And he drops it. Just took his eye off of it at the last minute. Wow, this offense is doing nothing. They've already punted 4 times and staring at the possibility of a fifth. Pulls it in. It's Dorsey. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands.
Hold it. Offense.
Just an obvious holding call there, and one that just kills an offense's momentum. The give from the gun. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. Georgia Southern brings on the punt team. He'll try to really get into this one. He'll be brought down, but there is a flag on the field. Let's see what that one's about.
Holding. Receive the team.
The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. The offense showing motion from the tight end, trying to get a read on the D. On second down, wants to throw. Setting up the screen. Stopped at the 28, but a big 15-yard pickup gives him some breathing room. The offense calls timeout, and they won't have any more left this half. Now on first down from the 28. He's looking to throw it. And the pressure gets to him. Down goes the quarterback.
And they've been waiting for something good to happen with respect to getting after the quarterback, right? They're outside of the top 100 in the country in sacks per game, but finally now you see they're generating this pass rush. 3 sacks on the game so far.
This will likely be the last play of the half. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Gentlemen, you've had yourselves a superb broadcast so far today in Statesboro. And we have to start this halftime breakdown by addressing the play of this elite wide receiver. This is clearly a young man who, once he's finished playing on Saturdays, he's going to be playing on Sundays. The kid has different gears. He has a knack for finding gaps in the defense. And I can't remember a college player with that kind of catch radius. And with that, let's send it back to the guys inside the prettiest little stadium in America.
Second half all teed up, and Georgia Southern will start it with the kickoff. On the move from inside his 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. Guys, James Madison ready to go back on the attack. They're going to open this drive with a pass. He makes the connection. At the 45 on his way. Nothing but green ahead. Touchdown, James Madison. And the route is on.
When these offenses get in the rhythm, they're hard to stop. Already up early, got a short field, take advantage of it too, get another touchdown. This offense is doing whatever they want to do and having a lot of success.
They'll try to add another to their lead. The kick is up and good, and put one more on the lead. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
A pair of top 15 teams throwing haymakers today. Let's show you the very latest. Penn State is down, but don't rule out some late-game magic. With that offense and the kid on D, who's the latest stud at linebacker, anything is possible. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to Ohio State. Your boy KC has you covered here in studio, guys, in case anything changes in this one.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. And they wrap him up, but not before he's got enough for the first down. A new set of downs after the completion. Coming out on first down with the play fake. He unleashes a long one. And they couldn't connect on the deep shot. Let's see if things get worse. There's a flag on the field. Which way is this going to go? That penalty moves the ball back 10 yards. We'll replay the down. That's not the way you'd like to start this set of downs. It's now 1st and 20. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. They'll leave it with him. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. They've already punted 4 times in this game, and they're about to run the guy out there for a 5th time if they don't pick up the first down here. And they can't make the connection on 3rd down. Georgia Southern brings on the punt team. They may have to pay him overtime. He's punting for the 5th time today. Slips through the line. He couldn't find much running room there. Didn't get a lot of blocking, and he'll step out of bounds. James Madison sends the offense back onto the field. They torched this defense with an explosive passing play for a score last time out. Let's see if they go right back at him. And he does a really nice job finding open space and making a good gain before the stop is made. Here comes the option. Now the pitch. And he's knocked down, but there's also laundry on the field. We'll see what the officials have called. They say you could call holding on every play. Well, they did on that one. Off play action. That one comes out hot down the right side. They've got the defense reeling right now with that big play to the 29.
It's a beautiful pass and catch. I love the job the quarterback does manipulating the defense with his eyes. He froze that safety, and that allowed his receiver more room to work his route.
He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go.
Holding. Offense.
We'll repeat the previous down, but this time the offense has 10 more yards it has to cover. On the option. He'll pitch it. And he's wrestled to the ground. They'll line up for a second down play.
At the 22. Brings up second down.
He's looking to throw. And that pass will be jarred loose on second down. That brings up third down. That last incomplete pass has him staring at a 3rd and 3. Muscling ahead on 3rd and short. And he's knocked down, but there's also a flag that's been dropped. Let's check on the call.
Holding. Offense.
So the penalty will not be enforced. The defense declines and stands on the result of the play. They'll try to salvage a field goal on this drive. Field goal is good. Well, that's just piling on. Not the penalty kind, just the mean kind.
Well, you're always going to wonder what woulda, coulda, shoulda happened on 4th and inches had they gone for it. But with this kicker, I like taking 3 points and putting it on the board.
They're really starting to extend that lead as they get ready to kick it away again. He'll bring it out. It's Owen. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. They'll keep it on the ground to the right. And he has had a long day at the office, not to mention the backfield, as the defense has been all over him. Trying play action. Getting some heat. And he'll be knocked down at the 2-yard line.
But we've seen this offense struggle early in this game, protecting the quarterback. They went in at halftime, thought they'd made the right adjustments, but it's not looking like it right now. They're still having issues keeping this guy standing up straight. Up front, they're just getting beat across the board.
Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, backed up inside their 20. Give to the running back. And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker. Georgia Southern brings on the punt team. They're up to a half-dozen kicks today. Now a fair catch is called for and made just shy of midfield. Guys, James Madison ready to go back on the attack. They've got the lead here. Last time they settled for a field goal, but David got to find that balance between being aggressive and careful.
And I think they'll take that. I got the lead, Palmer. I got the football. I got to take care of the football, put a nice drive together, and just get some kind of points on this drive.
No doubt. Lots to be happy about right now if you're this team. I think for this one, though, on this drive, it's about finding the one-on-one matchups that are in your favor and then exploiting them.
They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. And on second down for this offense.
Brings up second down.
Wide receiver shows motion. He's going to pass on second down. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit. They couldn't make the connection on second down. Now a 3rd and 7 to keep the drive alive. From the gun, wants to pass. He'll loft one deep down the left side. And that pass picked off. They make the tackle after the turnover, but hang on just a second. There's a flag on the field. Let's see if it stands. They'll decline the penalty here, and the result of the play stands. Line gets set, first down. They'll start this drive with a pass. He's got it. A quick tackle made, but he's got plenty for the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Gets it out fast. You'll take this every time. 5 yards on the first down play. And now on second down for this offense. He's looking to throw. Unloads to the right. Got his man. What a throw. Not a lot of room. He fits it in beautifully, and they've got it at the 30. Off the play fake. Throwing right. They've avoided the interception all day, but they're lucky to get that one back here late. It'll be second down. After the incompletion, they go back up top. With the catch, it's Dorsey. Really confident throw and catch there. Big pickup, and they have a first down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. In search of their first touchdown of the game, they are on the move with a 1st and 10. Motion from the offense. Quarterback keeper. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Line getting set on second down. Quick release on the RPO. And that defense is there to guide him out of bounds after a short gain. Boy, they'd love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on 1st and goal. They'll snap it from the gun on 3rd down. Pocket starts to collapse. And the Heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17.
And it's been a long day for this offense. If you can't protect your quarterback, it's hard to be successful. That's the 5th sack they have given up. The offensive coordinator has no answers, and this defense has been flying around.
They'll play it safe and try for 3. And he'll try to keep that smooth leg swing going for the 2nd time today. This one from 34 yards out. Didn't make him sweat at all. It's good. After putting up a 3-spot, the kickoff unit set to go. He'll start the return inside his 5. And the returner will be brought down as they get set to snap it just about to reach the end of the quarter. On the option. And as they get him to the ground, clock running, looks as if time will expire here in the 3rd. Guys, it's James Madison on top as we've come to the end of the quarter. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. So will the beatdown continue, or is this a comeback for the ages in store? We'll see as we start the 4th. The give to the running back from the shotgun. Brought down at the 28, but it's a 10-yard gain. Offense has it at the 28 on 1st down. To the ground. He's got it again. Defense not budging. He's still able to get 2 to the 29. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. Fast motion from the offense. They'll try the run. Defense there to stop him after a 2-yard gain to the 31. And after that last run, we'll see if they keep it on the ground on 3rd. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is.
Hold it. Offense.
This defense happy with how that last play turned out, so they'll decline the penalty. And the Dukes will punt this one away. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. Fair catch called for and made. Quarterback by himself in the backfield. They'll throw it on 1st down. He hurls one deep down the left side. And it's incomplete. They were looking for the huge gain on 1st down. after the misfire now on second down. He's looking to throw. Oh, what a grab by the defense. Touchdown, Dukes. How about that D coming up with a play like that? They extend this lead, and it looks as if they are going to make it 2 wins in a row.
Dude, you didn't think it could get any worse, right? You thought this game's over as it is anyways. Offense still throwing the football, still trying to make plays, and the defense just continues to pour it on, gets the pick, makes its way all the way to the end zone.
Lining up for the PAT.
Is on for the extra point.
And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. They'll kick it off and send that defense right back out there to try to score again after the pick six.
Georgia Southern, 6.
He'll bring it out. It's Owen. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably second-guessing that return. Georgia Southern has it back, ready to go to work on offense. Well, the good news is they threw a touchdown pass last time. It was just to the wrong team, Jesse.
Well, that's an unfortunate part of the game for quarterbacks, but guess what? They do happen. So you've got to be able to turn the page here and lead this offense.
Well, I think you know this defense is going to be aggressive. They're going to jump routes. They're going to play aggressive. You got to take advantage of that. Maybe use that this time to your advantage.
Defense couldn't quite hold its water, and it'll be 5 free yards for the O. They'll throw it on first down. And he'll chuck it into the cheap seats there and save the down. Nobody getting open there. The incomplete pass leaves him with second down. He's looking to throw. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to fight another play.
At this point of the game in the fourth quarter, it is going to be tough for this offense to get some completions here because now, trailing by this much, the defense is expecting pass, and they're putting a whole bunch of extra DBs on the field to help them out in coverage.
On third and long, trying to have a big completion here. Makes the catch. It's Dorsey. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down marker. Down in the fourth quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on fourth down.
Encroachment. Defense.
Defense a little too eager, and that's an encroachment penalty, 5 yards for the offense. Off the play fake on first down to throw. They're bringing heat. And the defense is all over the quarterback, and down he goes.
You got to love a defense that just is flying around and having fun. That's what these guys look like, right? All game long, everything has gone their way. And here we are early in the fourth quarter, and they are still bringing their A game, getting a sack on that last one.
Big first down sack for the defense. Brings up second down. He's looking to throw. Got his man quickly. They made the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. Even if they don't convert, picking up a few would give them a decision to... Oh, picked off! Those kind of plays can be huge for momentum. Even with the short return, they're set up at the 45.
Nice job by this defense. That might be the exclamation point. Fourth quarter, I got a lead. You bring on the nickel defense. You know they're passing the football for plays just like that to make the INT and almost put this one away.
James Madison sends the offense back onto the field. They had to punt it away on their last possession, but man, what great field position this time.
I mean, this is awesome. Like, last possession didn't go great. Now you're set up in an opportunity to get some points. Start thinking about what plays I like, Jesse, as I cross the 50.
There are a lot of offensive coordinators out there, David, and in this position, they like to take a shot right away and try and capitalize on this field position.
They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. They'll run play action, trying to get to him. And they got him. They'll get him down for the sack.
You got to give the defense tons of credit because we know how much speed this quarterback has. That time you saw the pursuit. They were able to bring him down for a big loss on the sack.
The Dukes will send out the punt unit. 3 and out and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. A fairly short distance here toward the sidelines, not his best work. Georgia Southern has it back, and here comes the offense again. Mistakes are going to happen, as they did on that last drive. Now, how will they respond, Jesse?
And this is the kind of guy who's going to take full accountability. That was my bad. That's on me. I'm about to lead this offense now down the field to score some points.
Dang, Palmer, I wish I would have played with you. I didn't play with many quarterbacks that were just like, yeah, my bad. Hey, guys, I got this. Sorry about that. It was more, should have ran a better route.
This is where you make the money on the drive. Ball at the 30, it's 3rd and short. Looks as if the defense was a little too eager there, got into the neutral zone, and that'll be a 5-yard penalty.
Encroachment. Defense.
Defense just a little too eager, and that's 5 yards for the O. Wants to throw on 1st down. Excellent coverage and good use of the hands to knock it away. Now on 2nd down after the incompletion. The aerial assault continues. Had to throw it before he wanted. That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. And he is finding wide-open defenders all over the field. His 3rd interception of the day. Made that play and was hoping to make another one on the return, but they'll take it in business at the 41. Guys, James Madison ready to go back on the attack. After a punt on their last possession, they are set up in plus territory this time.
And honestly, it wouldn't have mattered if they scored a touchdown their last possession. You've got to be able to turn the page and see this as a brand new opportunity to go get points.
Yeah, and your defense has set you up for the position to get points right away. Now, let's get this offense back rolling again, create some momentum, just get a few 1st downs, and I'm in scoring position.
On 1st down, here comes this offense. They'll run it to keep this clock grinding. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a 1st down. On 2nd down, will they go back to the ground game? They'll give it on the counter. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. 3rd down conversions are a huge stat, and this one would be a doozy if they can pull it off. They'll move the running back to try to force the defense to adjust. Makes the catch along the sidelines and steps out of bounds. And the Dukes will call on their punt team. They've been busy out there to punt for the 5th time today. We hit the 2-minute warning, and this offense is desperate to make something happen and do it in a hurry. He'll come out throwing on 1st down. Got his man on the right. The offense quickly calls timeout to stop the clock. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. That last completion sets him up on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. Going to try to pop one on the screen. And he never had a chance. As soon as he caught it, the defense was right there. Takes it from the gun on 3rd down. Looking to the big tight end. He's got an open man. He'll have enough for the 1st down, and they stop him at the 45. And the Eagles come to the line with a fresh set of downs. And he'll be run out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage. Not a very productive play there.
Offense will take that. Free 5 yards every time. Bad discipline by the defense.
From the gun. Catch in the middle. It's Mays. And the defense had that one well covered. Just a short game there. Got some of the work done on 1st. Now let's see what they have on 2nd down. Feeling some heat. And that pressure just engulfed him. A sack for this defense.
The defense puts the exclamation point on the day. They have had a wonderful day, man. Doing everything great. Just You could tell they were dialed into what was going on, and now just throw another sack in the equation, hitting the quarterback, being disrupted. They've been all over the field.
Now this team has consecutive wins, and when you start expecting to find ways to win games and you expect that you will perform well enough to do so, that's really hard to stop.
It's a mindset, Reese. This team has it right now. You can tell their players trust each other. Big situations arise in games. They're looking at each other in the huddle on the sideline, expecting to make the play that's going to help them win games. This team is incredibly mentally tough right now, Dave.
And you start to build that mental toughness when you start to string together positive weeks and you start to string together positive plays. Now you know you can do it. It's not, we talked about it in the offseason, oh, we want to do this. Now you're starting to execute it and put it together on the field.
That's going to do it for us from here. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.